year for Maharashtrians. They celebrate Gudi Padwa, and South Indians, they celebrate Ugadi. So this has a significance as well as a change of the planets and everything. So let us pray Krishna to bestow us with devotion on this special day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
It's our New Year also, Mataji. Even us
Thank you so
Hindis, we
much.
have New Year.
Thank you so much. So we are starting our second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita was mainly about setting up the scene. So we saw that the two armies assembled in the Kurukshetra. One side there were Pandavas, another side there were Kauravas. And this was a battle of Dharma. It was a Dharma Yuddha because the Kauravas were not ready to spare any amount of land for Pandavas, although the kingdom belonged to Pandavas because Pandu was the father of Pandavas and he was ruling the kingdom. So obviously it goes after the father, but because the Pandavas were very young when Pandu died, they were not in a situation to take the kingdom immediately. So Dhritarashtra, although he was blind, but because there was no other choice, he was ruling the kingdom. But later on, Dhritarashtra, he developed a desire that he want his son to rule the kingdom. He thought that because he was blind, he could not rule. So he thought that at least his sons, they should become the rulers of the Hastinapur or Bharatavarsha. It was the entire Bharat was under one thing called Bharatavarsha. So this is how the entire first chapter started. And we saw that the very first verse starts with who was talking in the very first verse? Dhritarashtra. Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Yuyutsavaha, Mamaka, Pandava, Shaiva, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. So he's asking, what is going to happen now? It is the place of Dharmakshetre. Dharmakshetre means the place of pilgrimage. Kurukshetra. Kurukshetra is considered to be a place of pilgrimage. Even today, people go to Kurukshetra to do the pious activity, especially after the death, they go to Kurukshetra to do the Antim Samskar. So Kurukshetra is considered to be a very pious place. So Dhritarashtra is having a doubt. Under the influence of the holy place, although he was pretty sure about his sons, but he was still worried. What in case under the influence of the pilgrimage of the holy place, if his son's mind would change? If they go for a compromise. Compromise means what? Actually, the land belongs to Pandavas. So obviously it will go to them, which Dhritarashtra did not want. So the entire conversation started with this first verse. And Sanjaya is replying. He said that the Pandavas are there and they are there with the armies and they have beautiful formation. Seeing that Duryodhana got very scared, he developed fear. So he approaches diplomacy and he's trying to analyze the strength of the Pandavas army. And he's also analyzing the strength of his own army, saying that nevertheless, we are less. And then we saw that the Bhishma Pita, he blowed the conch shell. And there were so many signs of victory in the side of Pandavas. And Arjuna was almost ready to fight. Senayorubayor Madhye Ratam Stapyame Achyuta. But still, what did he want to do? He told Krishna, please place this Ratha in the middle of the two battlefield. He wants to see who is in the opposite side. Is that Arjuna was not aware about whom he is going to fight? No, he was pretty much aware. But because he was overcome with Kripaya Paraya Vishtu, he was overcome with compassion. And where did Krishna place the chariot? He exactly placed in front of Bhishma Pita and Dronacharya. So that Arjuna was overcome with compassion. And Arjuna gives various reasons for not fighting. The first reason for Arjuna not to fight was out of compassion. So in this verse also, we will go a little more deeper on compassion in the first verse of Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter. And the second reason for Arjuna not to fight was laws of enjoyment. He thought that if there are no people to enjoy with, if there is no cousins, if there is no relatives, if there is no teacher, if there is no grandfather, with whom shall I enjoy? And what is the use of getting all the three worlds? Even if I get all the three worlds, I am not ready to take it. So that's how Arjuna was feeling. Even in the exchange of three worlds, he was not ready to fight this battle. And the third reason was
Fear for sinful
sinful
action.
activities. Yeah, he thought that killing his own grandparents and killing his own teachers, that will incur sin. But who are they? The opposite side. The Shastras call people as aggressor. Who are aggressors means? Tatayina. They have 6 qualities. What are the 6 qualities of aggressors? Anybody can go to the verse and read out that in the purport number 36. According to the Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. Poison giver, one who sets fire to the house, one who attacks with deadly weapons, one who
plunders riches, one who occupies another's land, and one who kidnaps a wife.
So did we not see that they did all the
All the 6
things? Yeah, 6 out of 6. So Duryodhana learned the Shastra so nicely that he did not even spare one quality which does not qualify him to be an aggressor. So such kind of an aggressor can immediately be killed. Shastras gives you the permission. You don't even have to go to the court or case. You can just kill them. But in spite of that, Arjuna was not ready to kill because he was overcome by compassion. And he was thinking about the what sinful activities. He did not think that these, although they were aggressors, he thought that they are just done some small minor things. He didn't consider that to be an aggressor. Basically, for Arjuna, he did not look at them in that way. And then the last reason, which we discussed in 3 or 4 classes, was about the loss, destruction of the family tradition. And we saw that how samskaras are very important in our life for our own purification. Like when we wake up in the morning, what do we do first? We clean our teeth, we bath ourselves, and we wear fresh clothes. After that, how do we feel? We feel good. But immediately after waking up, how do you feel? You don't feel fresh. You feel dirty. Your mouth is smelling. Sometimes your cloth are stinking. So you don't feel good. So similarly, the sanskaras, what do they do is because we are carrying the vasanas of many, many, many lifetimes. These samskaras, they help us to purify our real self. Because what is the goal of the Vedic culture?
To attain Krishna
liberation and liberation, to go back home, back to Godhead. That was the goal of the Vedic culture. If anybody we see, they had the 4 Purushartha: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So by Dharma, by following the Dharma, they obtain Artha. Artha means money for living. And because they get money, they attain some karma. They fulfill their desires with the money. And ultimately, what is the goal? Moksha. But today, where do we see? We don't see the first one also. Dharma is also not there. Moksha is also not there. Only 2 things are there. Artha and Kama. Yeah, Artha is needed not to have Kama. Without money, you cannot enjoy. So only the 2 things are there. Artha and Kama, Dharma and Moksha, or
Moksha is not there.
Yeah. So this is about that. And then we saw especially the women become polluted. If the women become polluted, what kind of population will be born? Varna, Shankara. They will not know anything. They will not come under the Varnashrama Dharma. So we have 4 Varnas and 4 Ashramas. We have 4 Varnas as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. And how what this classification Krishna says?
According to their
Karma Vibhagasha, according to your nature and according to your activities. Like we have 3 guna. What are the 3 guna? Sattva guna,
Rajaguna,
and Tamaguna.
So people who are in Sattva guna, they have Brahmanical nature. And people who are in Rajoguna, they are in the Kshatriya nature. And people who are in Rajo and Tamo, they are having the attributes of Vaishya. And people who are in the Tamoguna, they are having the nature of a Shudra.
Shudra.
But nevertheless, the Shastras, no matter whatever guna you are, by doing the activities that is according to your guna, that is also purifying you. So no matter whatever guna, do your work in such a way in activity, that very activity, what it will do, it will purify us. So that is what the four varnas and ashramas, or as a way of living. So brahmacharya, a living entity is thought to live according to, they are very celibacy. They follow the complete celibacy and they are under the instruction of a guru. And then followed by that, they enter what ashram?
Grihastha.
Grihastha ashram. In Grihastha ashram, a little bit of allowance is given for sense gratification, but that gratification is only to produce the Krishna conscious children and to further advance in Krishna consciousness along with the family. And then slowly after 50, you enter into
Vanaprastha.
Vanaprastha. In Vanaprastha, what do you do? Slowly, gradually getting detached. The husband and wife, they go to holy places, they go to pilgrimages, they try to detach from the family. And after 75, the man completely attains complete
Sannyas.
renunciation, sannyas.
Sannyas.
It's a complete
Sannyas.
renunciation. So somebody might ask even, how is it possible, to completely renunciate? Because generally there is a saying. What is the saying? Out of sight, out of
Out of mind.
Mind.
out of mind. So it is like that. So if a man is completely detached himself with the family, he is out of sight, then gradually the family thing and everything goes out of the mind and he is able to completely focus on Krishna. Because what should be the thing? Krishna said, Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayasi samadbhavam nati yasyatra asamshaya. One who thinks about me in the Antakal. Antakal means in the last
End.
minute.
Last.
Where do they go? They come to me, asamshaya, without any doubt. So unless otherwise you're detached from your family, generally when we are in the family, what comes to our mind? Even many times when we are doing our chanting, yes, we are doing chanting, but our mind says, okay, immediately after this round, maybe I need to do this, I need to do that. Is our mind not occupied with many of the things, our worldly
Yes, Mataji.
affairs?
Yes, Mataji, very
Yeah.
distracted.
It is very distractive. So, but it is okay. But even if you're getting distracted, we should continue to chant. But
Chant.
towards the end of the life, as and when our responsibilities are getting over, one should try to detach oneself from the family life and attach more and more to Krishna. Yes, at this time when you're working, when your children are young, when your family is dependent on you, it is okay that we need to do bhakti and we also have to take care of the family. But gradually one should learn to get detached from the family life. And then, so these are the four varnas and four ashramas. It is a scientific society given by whom? By Krishna himself.
Krishna himself.
So this is a way of life. Varnashrama dharma is for our own purification. That's why Prabhupada, he had a desire to establish farm communities. In the farm communities, it is very easy to follow the Varnashrama dharma. Somebody is doing the labor of plowing the field. Somebody will be there to protect the cows and to do agriculture and then to do some trading. And somebody will be there to administer the farm. And somebody will be there, Brahminical culture, who will be enlightening the other three varnas. So this farm communities, they help us to live according to the Varnashrama Dharma. Even today in India, there are 4-5 places we have the farm community. In Gujarat, there is a place called Nandagram. In Andhra Pradesh, there is a Kurmagram. So in Bhopal also, there is a farm community. So these farm communities, Prabhupada told to establish, because for a person working in the IT, working here, working there, it becomes very difficult to do bhakti. At least for those who have made enough money, who can completely dedicate their life to Krishna consciousness, they are living in the farm community. Many people who are working with Infosys, with TCS and everything, they have earned enough and they are living in the farm community along with the family, and they are leading a very, very fulfilling and happy life. So these communities, when they are established, such farm communities, then you will see that automatically, there is the Krishna conscious becomes very easy for us under such circumstances. Okay, so we saw this direction of family tradition, and then the pindan udaka may not be offered. Some of them, if they are very sinful, they may not even have gross body. So by giving them pindan udaka, we are helping them to get liberated. But one who is doing bhakti, what did Prabhupada mention in the purport? Thousands of generations of the
generations for
they get liberated. So
liberated.
this ritual of offering pindan udaka is only for the non-devotees. But for a devotee, just by doing bhakti, by practicing the bhakti yoga, by chanting the holy names of Krishna, one can liberate just not 2 or 3 ancestors. You can liberate hundreds and thousands of ancestors. So that is the power of bhakti. And then we saw that Kula Dharma and Jati Dharma may get distracted. And then in the end, what did Arjuna say? He just put his weapons,
bow and
arrow
down,
aside, and he just declared that I am not going to fight Krishna. So here Arjuna is acting like a conditioned person. He is not acting like a learned person. It's just that he's acting. That's why Krishna called him as Gudakesh.
Gudakesh.
Because here Krishna chose Arjuna to give Bhagavad Gita. It's not that Arjuna is not aware about his own duties or his own self, but for the benefit of the whole entire world, Arjuna is taking the position of a common man so that Bhagavad Gita can be given to him by Krishna. So now we are in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita has 4 divisions. So please note down the division. I will also put in the chat box. So the abbreviation for this chapter is called Gita. Gita. Okay, G stands for accepting a guru. And this is from sloka number 1 to 10. And I stands for identity. What is our real identity? That is from sloka number 11 to 30. And T stands for 2 dharmas. What are the 2 dharmas? One is Swadharma, dharma, because we have obtained a body. So according to the body that we receive, we have certain dharma to perform. We are like housewives, somebody is maintaining the family. So we have different duties as per our bodily thing. So 2 dharma, one is Swadharma, another is Parodharma. Another duty is duty towards the Supreme God.
Lord.
Yeah. So this is from sloka number, 1 second, I'll just check. Yeah, 53, 31 to 53. And A is called Atma Rama. Atma Rama means a self-contained person or a person in Krishna consciousness. So that starts from sloka number 54 till the end of the chapter. Okay, so is the divisions clear? Gita. So G stands for accepting a guru. I stands for identity. T stands for 2 dharmas. And A stands for Atma Rama. Okay, so we will start our first sloka. Please repeat after me. Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjaya Uvacha.
Tam tata kripaya vishtam.
Tam tata kripaya vishtam.
Ashrupurna kulekshanam.
Ashrupurna kuleshanam.
Vishidantam idam vakyam.
Vishidantam idam vakyam.
Uvacha Madhusudana.
Uvacha Madhusudana.
Tam tata kripaya vishtam.
Tam tata kripava vishtam.
Ashrupurna kulekshanam.
Ashrupurna kulekshanam.
Vishidantam idam vakyam.
Vishidantam idam vakyam.
Uvacha Madhusudana.
Uvacha Madhusudana.
Okay, who wants to do this sloka now?
Mataji, I can.
Yeah.
Acha.
please.
Yeah, or Lata.
No,
Yes,
I'm
carry
okay.
on, Mataji.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji, please.
Is it me, Mataji?
Lekha Mataji, aap kar
Yeah,
dijiye.
Lekha Mataji, you can do.
Okay, thank you. Sanjay Uvacha
Sanjaya Uvacha.
Tam Tatha Kripayavistam
Tam tata kripaya vishtam.
Ashrupurna Kulekshanam
Ashrupurna kulekshanam.
Vishidantam idam vakyam
Vishidantam idam vakyam.
Uvacha Madhusudana.
Uvacha Madhusudana.
Sanjaya Uvacha, Sanjaya said, Tam unto Arjun, Tadha, thus, Kripaya, by compassion, Avishtam, overwhelmed, Ashru Purna Akula, full of tears, Ikshanam, eyes, Vishidantam, lamenting, Idam, these, Vakyam, words, Uvacha, said, Madhusudana, the killer of Madhu. Translation: Sanjaya said, seeing Arjun full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. Purport: material compassion, lamentation, and tears are all signs of ignorance of the real self. Compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. The word Madhusudana is significant in this verse. Lord Krishna killed the demon Madhu, and now Arjun wanted Krishna to kill the demon of misunderstanding that had overtaken him in the discharge of his duty. No one knows where compassion should be applied. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. A man fallen in the ocean of nescience cannot be saved simply by rescuing his outward dress, the gross material body. One who does not know this and laments for the outward dress is called a Shudra, or one who laments unnecessarily. Arjun was a Kshatriya, and this conduct was not expected from him. Lord Krishna, however, can dissipate the lamentation of the ignorant man, and for this purpose, the Bhagavad Gita was sung by him. This chapter instructs us in self realization by an analytical study of the material body and the spirit soul, as examined by the Supreme Authority, Lord Sri Krishna. This realization is possible when one works without attachment to fruitive results and is situated in the fixed conception of the real self.
Thank you, Mataji. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. So here we see what happened to Arjuna. What did he start? He started crying. His eyes is full of tears.
Yes.
His mind was totally depressed. And we know that Arjuna is a very great warrior. In fact, he has won Lord Shiva also. And by that, he got a gift of Pashupastra from Lord Shiva. He has fought against many devatas and he has obtained a lot of gifts from them. And such a great fighter. What happened to him now?
He's in tears.
He's full of tears. A Kshatriya, imagine a Kshatriya crying. How does it sound like? You know, this is what happens even in this material world. Some people might be, you know, very, very great. They might be very high in terms of their material terms or high in terms of anything. But suddenly, what happens to them in their life? Are they always able to maintain their position?
No,
No.
In the material world, nobody can maintain their position, no matter however great they are in any field. Especially we see politicians, they do have their ups and downs. Nobody is able to rule throughout. Movie stars, they might be very, very famous in one point of time, but they also have their lows. Even Elon Musk is the world's richest man, and it shows that he was attacked 3 times by depression. So one may consider, when people is so great, why are they getting depressed? What is causing lamentation to them? Here, what is happening to Arjuna? Vishidantam, he's lamenting. He's lamenting for what? What is
Because-
Arjuna lamenting for?
Because of his attachment and
Yeah, because Arjuna is in bodily concept of life. He thinks himself to be the body, and he thinks his kith and kins. He thinks about his cousin. He thinks about the teacher. He thinks about... So where does this all come from? These are all coming from
Shudras,
bodily conception of life. Basically thinking oneself to be the body. It is because he is not thinking that he is the soul. He is only thinking himself to be a body. So there is a beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam in the Canto 10 and 84 chapter, text 13. It says that Yasyasi Bhuktir Kunapetri Dhaduke. So what happens is, when one identifies itself as a body composed of 3 things, Kapha, Pitta, and Vayu. The Ayurveda says that the body is made up of Kapha, Pitta, and Vayu. I think you're all aware of that,
yeah.
right? So what does the modern science says? That the modern science says that our body is made up of blood, bones, urine, stool, muscles. These are the things our body is composed of. See, one who considers, he identifying himself with the body, and who assumes his wife and his family as his own. He thinks, this is my wife, this is my family, and who thinks the land of birth is worshipable, and who sees the place of pilgrimage as merely the water, and identifies himself with the kings worships even those who are wise with the spiritual truth, and they are no better than an ass. So who are identifying with the body of themselves, they go to pilgrimage just because they think that by going to the pilgrimage, they get purified, all their sinful activity gets over. But they do not go there. When you go to pilgrimage, there are many sadhus. Are they not enlightened person in the pilgrimage? So one should sit there and hear from them, not just going only to get purified, but also go there and hear from the sadhu who identifies himself with this nation and everything. So that kind of person is considered to be what? Gokarna. What does Gokarna means? What is a Gokarna means? Who is considered to be a Gokara. Gokara means a cow or an ass. So that is what the Shastra says. So here, Arjuna is behaving like a Gokara. Why he is behaving like a Gokara?
he's not doing
Again,
his duty.
He's attached to the material.
identifying
He thinks
himself
it's
with
his
the
body.
Because of that, he is acting like a Gokara, like a cow or an ass. So anybody, even a human, if he does not identify himself with his real self, is considered to be the Gokara.
Gokara.
Might be a human by, you look like a human, but you're actually a cow or an ass. And here Prabhupada has given the definition of self-realization. What is self-realization is? Compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. So we see that in the material world, in the name of compassion, we do many activities. What does people do in the name of compassion? They open hospitals. They open some places for dharmakshala for somebody to live, and they may give some food. They may open some schools and colleges and everything. But all these things are what? Are they your real self? What are they? What are these things meant to us?
Dharma, na? These are all.
No, they are dharma, but where does it apply?
Aha.
It doesn't
Material
apply
world.
to your real self. It just applies
Material
to
world.
body,
Material.
applies to your
Yeah.
body. Like you are opening a hospital. Yes, you are treating the patient with his bodily thing, but what about his real self? So compassion for the eternal soul. So a self-realized person, what does they do is they do compassion for the real self. So where, for example, we have Bhaktivedanta Hospital. I don't know how many of you are aware of Bhaktivedanta Hospital in Mira Road. It's a hospital run by ISKCON. So there, yes, compassion, the body is treated. At the same time, all the patients over there, they are given prashadam. And they are all, every time the Maha Mantra is sung and classes are being played, they are allowed to listen to Krishna Katha, they are allowed to chant, they are allowed to hear the pastimes of Krishna, and they are allowed to take prashadam. So this is a real compassion. Not compassion to the body, but compassion to the soul.
So,
And if you want to give food, someone, for the birthday, anniversary day, or somebody's death day, people like to give annadan. But what do you want to give in such time? Instead of giving annadan, yes, give annadan, but what can you distribute?
Krishna.
Krishna
Prasadam.
conscious.
Yeah. Yes, Krishna consciousness in terms of prasadam. It is a
Prashad.
sanctified food. So this is a real compassion. Compassion for the eternal soul is self-realization. And here, Arjuna called Krishna with a special word called Madhusudana.
Sudana.
Why he is called Madhusudana? Because Krishna killed a demon called Madhu.
Madhu.
So now Arjuna's mind is also like a demon. He has a lot of confusions. His mind is so much overwhelmed. So he doesn't know what to do and what not to do. Sometimes we also, in such a stage of our life, we are just stuck. We do not know what to do and what not to do. Does that not happen to us?
Yeah, Mataji.
Many times we are very stuck. So here Arjuna is stuck. He doesn't know what to do because he's so much confused. He doesn't know what to do, what not to do. He was all set to fight the battle. And suddenly what happened to him? He said, Krishna, Senayor Ubayor Matye, Ratam Stapaya, me Achyuta. He told
Achyuta.
Krishna to place the chariot, and by seeing them, and he comes with so many arguments, and finally he keeps his weapons aside and he doesn't know what to do. Everybody is there, but he came for a particular purpose. But after he got that, he doesn't know what to do. Why did he get his Gandiva bow? Why did he get his chariot gifted by Agni? That means he's all prepared. It happens even today's world. Children, they prepare very hard for the JEE and IIT advance, and they go to IIT colleges. And some of them, what happens to them? They go on depression. And because of that, have we not heard the highest suicide is happening in which colleges?
In all these
Mainly the
IIT.
IITs. So, but are they not preparing so hard for this getting into IIT? It is not easy. It involves at least 2 to 3 years of continuous effort, sleepless nights. And after doing all the thing, what happens to them?
They become depressed.
They got also. They wanted to be in IIT and they
Unable
got
to
also.
continue.
And what happens? They are getting into depression. So we can very well relate the Arjuna's position to our position in the world today. So now, but what did Arjuna do? Arjuna is addressing Krishna as Madhusudana. He is taking shelter of Krishna. Yeah, we may be in doubt, we may be getting stuck, but whose shelter we should take?
Krishna.
Take shelter of Krishna and Guru. So Madhusudana, like how you kill the demon Madhu. So similarly, you kill the demon of my confusion. So these are like demons in my head. So please allow me. So the word Madhusudana becomes very significant here. So we know that when we are also in such a situation, so we should also always take the shelter of Guru and Krishna, so that we can
Guru.
overcome that position wherever we are. So Arjuna wanted to kill the demon of misunderstanding that has overtaken him in the discharge of the duty. No one knows where the compassion should be applied. So compassion for the dress of the drowning man is senseless. So let's see, somebody is drowning in the pool and he's wearing a very expensive dress. He's wearing a, let's say, an Armani jacket or a Gucci whatever shirt or whatever, very expensive. So what we think, okay, this dress will get spoiled. So you're getting down and you're not saving the person. You're just removing the clothes, removing the jacket and bringing that. So will that save the person?
No.
You just jumped into the pool so that you can just remove the jacket. The jacket is so expensive. So let me try to protect the jacket, the outer cover. So will that really save the person who is drowning?
No, my
Will not save.
So if a person is drowning, then whom do you have to save?
The person
The
itself.
person himself, not the outward dress. So similarly, today the people are suffering. So what do we do for their suffering? We are just trying to externally help them. Like we are externally trying to give food for them one day. We are externally trying to give them some clothes. We are externally trying to do something. But will these external things will protect that person?
No.
No.
Say a small boy, he got lost and he is wandering in the street, and you are having some compassion on that particular boy. So you take him to some restaurant, you give him some good food, or you take him to some shop and you get him some dress, or you're giving him a little bit money to take care of himself. Yes, that's a good thing you have done. You try to help that person. But how long these things will last for that person who got lost?
As long as you support, that's it.
How long can we support?
Mm.
Very difficult to support our own families today.
Yeah.
Our own children, our own thing is difficult to support. So are we good enough to support somebody throughout their life?
No, not
We may only support them for a particular period of time, right? Which will mitigate their pain for certain period of time. But if you're trying to find the father of the son and hand over this boy to the father, then what will happen to this boy?
Be happy forever.
He will be contented and happy forever because his father will take care of him. So similarly, who is our Supreme Father? Krishna says in
Krishna.
Bhagavadgita, Aham Bija Pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of all the living entities. Pitahamasya Jagata Mata Data Pitamaha. He said, I am the mother, I am the father, I am the grandsire. He is everything. So the real compassion, if you're really compassionate, if you have the thirst of doing welfare activity in the society, if you really want to do good for others, then what you should do? You should try to give them
Krishna consciousness.
Krishna consciousness.
Yes. Try to
That
distribute
Krishna Leela,
prasadam.
Krishna Katha.
Try to give them books. Try to help them to hear about Krishna. So this is what you have to do, not just protecting their outer coat, like saving the dress of a drowning person. See how beautiful example Prabhupada has given. So easy to understand, right? With this example, what are we trying to save today? Just the outermost dress. Yes. So today we are very happy, medical advancement. We see that there are so many complicated surgeries are performed. An 80-year-old person has been saved by some new invasive therapy, and everybody is applauding that person, which is good. That person has really did. But will that surgery help the person to live forever?
No.
Maybe it has just extended the lifetime. Even that so-called extension can happen only if Krishna wishes. Rake mare Krishna, mare rake Krishna. It is said that if Krishna wants to protect someone, nobody can kill that person. If Krishna wants to kill some person, nobody can protect that person. Even that particular will of extending the life can only happen by Krishna's mercy. Like we have a sannyasi in ISKCON. His name is His Holiness Jayaprataka Swami Maharaj. He is undergoing so many ailments. So far, he has undergone more than 20 surgeries. He has undergone kidney replacement. He has undergone heart surgery. He had been paralytic. So many surgeries. In medical terms, if anybody knows that such person is still living, that is completely, unimaginable. A person with so many conditions can continue to live is totally unimaginable. But Maharaj is still alive with all the ailments. Not only he is alive, he is also traveling across the world. He goes to east, he goes to west, he goes across the India. Even in such a condition, he is continuing to give the class, Bhagavadgita, Bhagavatam class. He is continuing to give his, he is initiating so many disciples. He is giving his mercy to so many people and everything. So under whose will he is living still?
Krishna.
Under Krishna's will. And he has also mentioned there is a very big temple, the world's largest temple, which is under construction. The Mayapur temple is there, but it is further getting expanded. I think how many of you are aware of Mayapur? It's in Calcutta. It's the ISKCON headquarters. It's going to be the world's largest temple. And Maharaj said that until the temple opens, he will be alive. So the moment the temple opens, maybe he will leave his body. So in his case, he can actually, Krishna, he can dictate to Krishna. Because who dictated to Krishna now in this chapter? In the first chapter, we saw Senayor Ubayor Mati Ratam Stapayame Achyuta.
Arjuna.
Arjuna. So we saw that a devotee can also dictate Krishna. Krishna acted as a chariot driver. So Mayavadi says that, once you leave your body, you become one with the God. But here, Krishna is more than becoming one with the God. The God is becoming your servant, which is so great. The God chose to be controlled by himself, or you becoming one with the God, which is the highest position. The highest position is where the devotee is taking the position of even controlling the God. Yashoda Maya, what did she do to Krishna? In the entire Damodar month, what did we were offering lamp to? Damodar Krishna. What did Yashoda Maya do? She bound Krishna, which Brahma or Shiva, nobody can do that. But what did Yashoda Maya do? She bound Krishna by her love, right? So this is how Krishna is taking the position of being controlled. He became the son of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And when Nanda Maharaj asked him to get his shoes, chappals, what did Krishna do? He put the Nanda Maharaj chappal on top of his
Head.
Paduka, top of his head, and he was taking and going. So that is the position of Krishna, a devotee. For a devotee, Krishna is ready to become controlled. And we are seeing even in today's life, His Holiness Jayaprataka Swami Maharaj still being alive and still doing a lot of services. He's just not ordinary. So Krishna, upon the instruction of Maharaj, because he wants to give Krishna consciousness to the whole world, so he's keeping him alive. Right now also he is suffering from skin cancer. He is undergoing so many medical ailments. But still Maharaj is so merciful. He comes to Juhu maybe once a year. Maybe this time when he comes, I will inform. Please, all of you try to come and take his blessings. He's so merciful. He has a stick and he blesses each and every living entity. And Maharaj has been so compassionate. When he was in a hospital, he saw the next bed person was dying in the ICU. What he did immediately is he told his assistants, disciples, to bring the Japamala, and he gave Diksha to that person, told that person to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra once and gave Diksha. So that person will go back to
God.
Krishna.
So you can see his compassion. Even in the hospital bed, seeing the next person dying, he's giving diksha to that person. So this is the compassion of a Vaishnava. That is what Prabhupada has mentioned. Compassion for the dress of a drowning man is senseless. A man fallen in the ocean of nations cannot be saved simply by rescuing the outward dress. The gross material body, one who does not know this and laments for the outward dress is called as Shudra. Who is a Shudra? A Shudra does not know that what is soul and what is body.
Body.
So this is because a Shudra is in the mode of ignorance.
Ignorance.
Yeah, Sattva, Rajo, and Tamogun. A Sudra is in the mode of ignorance. So, or one who laments unnecessarily. They are the one who will lament unnecessarily, thinking that, this is a body and this is gone. So, Arjuna, but who was Arjuna? He was a Kshatriya, and this conduct was not expected from him. So, is such conduct is suiting Arjuna being a Kshatriya? A Kshatriya crying and lamenting for he will be probably killing his teachers, grandparents, and cousin. He already started lamenting before even killing them, right? So Lord Krishna, however, can dissipate the lamentation of the ignorant men, and the entire Bhagavad Gita is spoken for this purpose. So this particular chapter, second chapter, is also called as Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means the analytical study of the material body and the spirit. So this is why one has to read Bhagavad Gita. One has to try to understand Bhagavad Gita, and one has to apply Bhagavad Gita in our lives. So Bhagavad Gita is our life manual, and Bhagavad Gita helps us to navigate different situations in our life. We know how to live a life, how to apply the teachings of Gita in our life so that we can lead a life of fulfillment, a life of purpose. The life should have some purpose. Mataji, okay, I would like to ask somebody, Shilpa Mataji, what is the goal of your life? What do you think is the purpose of the life? Yes,
reach
Mataji.
the personality of to reach
Yes,
the supreme
Mataji.
personality of
Now,
God.
Mataji, but before you came to Bhakti, if somebody has asked the question, what is the goal of your life? What you would have said?
To earn and to be happy and with the family.
Yeah, maybe to have some upliftment in career or taking care of children, taking care of husband or the family. Correct, Namrita Mataji, what about you?
Same goes with me, Mataji. I didn't have any specific goal before I joined this class.
Yeah.
But now, as you know about me, what I'm going
Yeah.
through.
Yes, Mataji. So we understand. So we do not, Bhagavad Gita gives us the goal of the life. It dissipates all the lamentation. It dissipates for what one should worry for and what one should not worry for. Because most of the worries that we are undergoing, it is related to what? Most of the
Your own
problems that
thoughts
we are
only.
facing. Because
Your
of our
own
body and mind.
Mine.
Right? Body and
Yeah.
mind. These are the
Yeah.
main thing. Even the body is a subtle body. Mind, intelligence and false ego are our subtle body. They are not our real body. If somebody asked you to show your mind, you cannot show. But the mind exists. If somebody says you're intelligent, but can you see the intelligence?
No, no.
But intelligence is being felt. You cannot see. They are the most subtle body. It is the mind, intelligence, and false ego, which remain as a subtle body. When one person dies, the gross body is being cremated, but the subtle body takes another body.
Body, yeah.
Because based on our karma and desires, the two things which take us to another body is because of our karma.
Karmas.
Because of karma means whatever the activities we do, they have either good reaction or bad reaction.
Bad reaction.
So based on our reaction, good or bad, we get different facilities in the life. For example, some are very rich in this life, some are very beautiful in the life, some are very famous in the life. And why they are like that? Because of their past karma. So nothing can come to that person what is not entitled to that person. One may say that, please work hard and you will be victorious. You may work day in and day out, 24 hours a day. But does that make one person an Ambani?
No, Mataji.
Ambani is given that credit because of his past karma. He is able to be an emperor
Mataji,
in many industries.
is it his past karmas or is it his father's past karmas that he's...
Father also did not enjoy as much as Ambani. Dhirubhai Ambani, he suffered a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He had a great struggle
Yeah.
in the start.
I mean, he had two phases of his life. His first phase of life was with struggle.
Yeah.
And then later on he established. But the son, even among the son, only one son is flourishing, right?
Yes, only
Yeah.
one is flourishing.
One son, another son was also given equal amount of wealth.
Correct.
In fact, they were having dispute on division also, right?
Yeah, true. True,
But what
Mataji.
happened to the other person? He could not
He could not use his
do well.
power.
In fact, he
Yeah.
is more indebted. We must be better than him. At least we may not be indebted to someone, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Mataji.
So this is according to our karma. So one cannot become Ambani or one cannot become Elon Musk or anything just because you work hard. Because whatever your karma permits, that much only one can obtain in this life. And desires. We have desires, multiple desire. One desire fulfills, then how many desires props up?
100
Two
more will come up.
desires comes. If those two things fulfills, then
All
another
double, 4.
Double,
So
yeah.
every time we have our desires fulfilled, we have new desires coming up. So these are the two things which are taking us into another body. So one should be understand. And today, the elders, they are supplied with unlimited facilities to enjoy the life. They are given with 24/7 internet. They are given with the TV and they are given with everything, all the facilities. But where is this going to take them? Where should they be engaging their mind in? Ante Narayana Smriti.
Meditating,
yeah,
chanting.
On Krishna. But where are they actually using their mind? We see today half the population in India or before the elderly people, where are they? Before the television sets. They are watching some serials and wasting their time. What happened to this person? What happened to this? This person was cunning. That person was cunning. This person got divorced with that. That person got, I don't know. I am just hearing. It's been more than 10 years I ever watched any TV or anything. I don't watch at all. But what I mean is, I think this is what happening in the TVs, isn't it?
It's even happening even worse, madam, Mataji. 10 years back, it was still, the serials are even getting worse than 10 years
worse,
back.
yeah.
So
And seeing that what is happening to our society,
content, yeah,
our
the
women
content
becoming
is so
now.
bad.
So whenever I have met recently few lawyers, so they talk so much about the divorce and other thing. Today, the husband and wife, they have zero compliance with each other. They don't want to agree with each other. Any small thing that comes between them, what do they want immediately? Divorce. They don't want to adjust with each other at all. They just immediately wanted to file a divorce. And what do they ask? They ask for a lot of
Compensation.
alimony. So today, I know some of the boys, they are getting scared of married. You know why they are married? They think they are in good position. They are earning very well. And if they get married and the wife get divorced, she will take all the money and go.
Correct.
So
Yes, Mataji.
they feel that better not to get married at all. I know some of the boys, they're very good. Even at 31 years, they are VP. Having a very good position, earning very good, everything, but doesn't want to get married.
Yes, Mataji.
Because he's afraid about the consequence. And women,
this is happening in US. Somebody told me they've made it a trend. The girls, the Indian girls, they're getting married and going there. They're getting married to rich, good Indian boys. And after 6 months, 8 months, they just file for a divorce. They can't get along because they're getting a very, very big amount of alimony.
Correct.
And then they are doing what they want to do over there. You know how it is.
Correct. So they are just using as a way to go, like some means to go there. Yeah. I've seen even when I was living in Caribbean, young girls, 20-year-old girl marries a 65-year-old man out of love. Can there be love between 20-year and a 65-year-old man? No, absolutely no. No, why they get married? Because probably that person may not live long. And even if they get married, there are many reasons to get divorced and get alimony and come out.
Yeah.
Right. So this is what is happening in the West. But unfortunately, because our family tradition and everything is getting destroyed, slowly we see such things are happening even in
India,
which is because we are known as the land of Vedic culture. So is it acceptable in our land? No. This is a place for self-realization. This is a place of sadhus. And this is a place where Rama and Krishna were present. Although the entire Bharatavarsha is there, they can come anywhere, but still they appeared in this particular province. And people are taking birth here because of their good karma. Getting a birth in India is also not very easy because of your piety you're getting. Because by nature, people are pious in India. Today, you see Gudi Padwa, you see people going to the temple, people doing their rituals, people welcoming the new year. What is all these things for? This is all the piety. Correct. So this is what our culture was. But today we are following unnecessarily the Western culture. And what is happening is we are not understanding the goal of the life. Yeah. So by the analytical study of material body and the spirit soul. So later on in this chapter, we will see that Krishna discussing about what is our real identity. Remember, the second division of the second chapter is identity, that talks about who are we really. We are not the body, we are the spirit soul. So over there, Krishna will explain about the characteristics of the soul and what is the soul, and the entire anatomy of the soul is being discussed by Krishna in this sloka number 11 to 30. So Lord Sri Krishna, this realization is possible when one works without attachment to fruitive results. What do you mean by fruitive results?
If you do some karma, thinking like, okay, you're more concerned about the result. You're more concerned about the result and more attached to the result. So in that
mostly it is sakarma. You're doing karma, but you're expecting something on return. For example, I am giving some donation to the temple. Let us see, Ramanavami is coming and I am giving Kalash Seva to the temple. But in return, what am I expecting? Maybe my son should get a good job, or maybe my daughter should get married in a good place, or maybe I should get some promotion in my job, or my business should further expand. Correct. So we are doing something, but what are we expecting? We are expecting some results, because any work we do, it has consequence, either good or bad. Like good works results in good birth in the next life, and bad work results to suffering. Some people is born blind. It is because we have to show compassion to that person being blind. Yes, compassion that is there, but that person was born blind because of his own karma. Yeah. Sometime a person being blind is saving the world. Correct. See, for example, Dhritarashtra was blind, born blind, but by nature also he was blind. Not only by birth, by nature also, he want to usurp the entire kingdom by himself. If Dhritarashtra was not blind, if he was given vision right from the beginning, had he been ruling the Hastinapur, had he been, what would have been how it would have been? Pandu was known for ruling according to the dharma. But we don't see Dhritarashtra having dharma. Correct. So sometimes few things are given to a particular person because that is probably saving the world also. So that is why we should be very careful even with organ donation. What happens? Sometimes you're donating your eyes. And because of your eye donation, somebody got a vision. And because of that vision, they are using their eyes for wrong purpose. Then that karma goes to you. So
we don't think. We think it will go for good.
No, we do not think. But what in case we do not know whom it goes? See, this body is given by Krishna to us. So this body should be also given back in the same way. So we are not supposed to do that because everybody has their own karma for which they are suffering. Yes, for example, for Jayaprataka Swami Maharaj, He had kidney replacement and many other things. For him, it was given. But because he is a sannyasi, he is a renounced person. So for him, giving will not attract any karma. Do you understand why we are restricting from giving the organs? Because using that organ, the later part of the life, what kind of life that person does, if he is doing sinful activities because he got back his life, he got back his vigor, and using that, if he is leading a sinful activity, who is responsible for that? We are responsible because of the organ given by us. He is enjoying those. Similarly, beggars. Never give money to beggars. Never give Lakshmi to beggars. If they are taking that money and using that money, if they are using in wrong activity, that karma also goes to us. So what you do is, if you want some compassion, carry some fruits, carry some dry fruits or something like that with you. If there are beggars in the roads, they are begging, they are saying, "Bhook lag raha hai." What do they say first? To beg, what do they say? Hungry?
They show their stomach, yeah.
Hungry. So what are we trying to do? By get some prashadam, no, offer some fruit, offer some dry fruits and give to that person. So that becomes a prashadam also. So we are not saying don't give, but don't give them cash. Don't give them that independence to use the money on what they think. Sometimes it happens, Mataji. One person was asking me for, he was showing his stomach. He said he's very hungry. I found a banana vendor there and I got him some banana and give. He said he doesn't want to take that.
Yeah, that is what happens nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means he's not hungry really. He wants to use it for some other purpose. Maybe he will drink with that money or he will use it to smoke or something. He refused. He doesn't want banana. Okay, I said, okay, what else you feel like eating? Tell me, there are some shops that is, he wanted only money. He doesn't want anything. If he's really hungry, then if we give him some food, he should be taking that.
Yeah.
He doesn't take that. So that's why we should be very careful. Please don't give any money to the beggars, because whatever they do with that money, we are responsible for their karma. Our karma, our own karma is good enough for us to face. Why should we take others' karma? Isn't it? Isn't it? Right? So please refrain from giving Lakshmi to these beggars and other thing. So Naish karma means doing any work that will not give us results. What is that kind of work which will not give us any results? For example, doing anything, any activity for Krishna consciousness, to propagate Krishna consciousness. If you're giving some donations or some contributions, you're just giving it so that Krishna consciousness can be further expanded by giving the Lakshmi, either for building the temple or for distributing prasadam or for distributing books or for festival seva or anything if you give, that is used for further Krishna consciousness. And we are doing it so that Krishna will be pleased. Whatever work we do, just to please Krishna, not to please our own sense, that karma becomes Naish karma without any results. So every activity we do, we should see whatever activity am I doing? Am I pleasing Krishna? If I am pleasing Krishna, that means that my activity that I am doing, it will not incur any karma. Yes, there is a special karma for that. What is that karma called as? That karma will accumulate spiritual credits and help us to go back home, back to Godhead.
Godhead.
But not for repeating the birth again. Not because you did a good karma, so that in next life you may be born as Indra or you may be born as Ambani. Not for that. So the material pious activity, whatever we do, it will have an effect. Of course, anything good that you do, you will be definitely getting the result for that, because Krishna never takes away whatever good you do. But the result is you are coming back again in the material world. Material world means repeated birth and death.
Birth and death.
Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Birth, death, old age and disease. None of us want to become old, but are we not becoming old?
We are.
None of us want to get deceased, but are we not getting deceased? None of us want to die, but are we not dying? So this is one question Yudhishthir was asking Yaksha. Yaksha was asking Yudhishthir, what is the most wonderful thing in this world? So Yudhishthir says the most wonderful thing, the most amazing thing is people see every day that somebody is dying. They see their friends dying, they see their relative dying, they see their family members dying. But that person who is seeing all the things thinks that he is going to live forever. He is not going to die at all. Why we think that we don't die?
Our ignorance.
Ignorance, Mataji, and because the soul is also, the soul never dies. In reality, the soul is eternal. Soul never dies. So that's why that thing, that we won't die. But we see everything around. But before dying, what we should do? We should die in such a way that
you remember Krishna.
You remember Krishna and you don't come back again in this material world. So that is very important. Here, as a devotee, we need to understand that death to this body is for certain. It will happen. But before that death comes, one has to attempt for self-realization. What does self-realization means? Knowing that you're the soul and you're not the body. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. We are all the eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. So that is our real thing, not knowing that, I am such and such person. If somebody asks you, how do you introduce yourself? How do you introduce, let me ask somebody. Okay, maybe Dr. Ashok, if somebody is asking you who you are, how will you respond for that?
I will say I'm Dr. Ashok Chandran. I am certified financial planner.
Yeah. So we are identifying ourselves with our job, with our position, with our place. Probably if they ask further, you may say that I belong to such and such place. I belong to such and such things. But these are all what identification? These are all our external designation. But what is our real designation is we are the part and parcel of Krishna. We are the eternal servant of Krishna. That should be our real position. The more we are designating ourselves with the place where we are born with our designation, then what happens is we get more and more entangled. So our real thing is we are all eternal servants of Krishna. So this should be our actual goal of life, is to go back to home, back to Godhead. So where should the compassion be applied? So if you're compassionate by nature, you like to do welfare activities for the society, what will you do?
Spread the word of Krishna.
Give Krishna consciousness to many people. So for example, Prabhuji, you're an investment banker, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many people come to you for investment for their future and everything, and you're helping them. That is good. But your real help can be to help them to go beyond that. So you can try to distribute them Bhagavad Gita. You can talk to them about Bhagavad Gita, at least for those people who are very close to you, who are listening to you. So in that way, you're giving them the real goal of life of not coming back again in the material world, giving the freedom from the suffering of material existence.
Yeah.
That is a real goal. So these are the things, no matter wherever we are, whatever activity we are doing, we should do our occupational duty. Here, Arjuna want to get away from his occupational duty, but Krishna did not allow him to do that. So reading Bhagavad Gita does not make somebody jobless or doing nothing. Reading Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita makes us to do our own occupational duty much better than what we are doing, understanding the goal of our life. If you're a teacher, you can help your students, you can help your fellow teachers. If you're working in the office, you can distribute books to the colleagues, like that. So if you're a housewife, you have relatives, you have neighbors. So each and every one of us can give Krishna conscious to somebody around us. Is it possible or not possible?
Right.
Possible.
And what does Krishna says? By doing so, Na chatasman manusheshu kashinyati krittama. Krishna says, there's nobody more dear to me than the one who gives the glories of Bhagavad Gita to others. So if you want to be the dearmost servant of Krishna, dearmost, I think you heard that superlative degree. Then what you should do? Give the knowledge of Krishna, give Krishna Katha, knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, knowledge of Bhagavatam to others. By doing so, what you become the dearmost friend of Krishna. So this should be our goal of life, to give Krishna consciousness, to give the real compassion, means compassion to the eternal soul, not only to the outward dress. Okay, Mataji, is it clear? This particular sloka is clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, sir.
Okay. There are so many things on Krishna consciousness and other thing to do. So we went little deeper on this. Okay.
Yes,
The
Mataji.
second sloka is also little long because, as I said, the second chapter is a summary of Bhagavad Gita. So we can learn a lot out of it. So we are giving time to understand and how to apply in our everyday life. One thing is understanding Gita. Second thing is, how do we apply the teachings of Gita in our day-to-day life? Just understanding that I am not the body, I am the soul is alone not enough. We should also act accordingly. Correct, Mataji? And how do you help others knowing this knowledge? That is also very important. So we can all do our own bit of giving Krishna consciousness to others by giving the real compassion to others, which Prabhupada did. Prabhupada, there was no need for Prabhupada at 70 years to go to West and to give Krishna consciousness to people over there who didn't even know who is Krishna. 1 year full of struggle Prabhupada had. But why did he go? Because a Vaishnava is a paradukka dukhi. He is suffering, seeing the suffering of other living entity, like Prahlad. When Narasimhadev asked Prahlad what benediction you wanted, because he pleased Narasimhadev, you know what did Prahlad ask? He said, I don't want anything. I have already Krishna consciousness, but I want this entire world to become Krishna conscious. This is what Prahlad asked to Narasimhadev, not for himself, but for the benefit of the society. So a devotee always consider everything for the benefit of society, not for his own self, because Krishna says, Aham bija pradapita. And he is Sugrutam Sarvabhutanam. He is a well-wisher of all the living entity. So a devotee who is an intimate servant of Krishna also is a well-wisher of every living entity. A devotee does not favor anybody or does not hate anybody. No ichcha dvesha. He doesn't desire anything or he doesn't hate anything. He is in a neutral position. Okay. Any questions or any comments on this particular sloka or anything? Anybody has any questions or any comments?
So Mataji, just to make sure that I understood you correctly, the Sangha Yoga is the analytical study of material body and spirit soul.
Spirit soul, yes, yes.
And Naishkarma is the karma performed to please Krishna.
Yeah, to please Krishna, not for our own benefits. Doing things without expecting any result.
Okay, okay.
That's what the thing. So if you're expecting result, then that becomes fruitive activity. Expecting some fruit. Accepting some results for whatever we do. And Shastras call such person to be misers. Because, you know, whatever you are expecting, that is not help you to get, because if you leave it to Krishna, Krishna can give much more than what you wanted. Right? Like I have seen a small baby is crying for a small teddy bear. I want this, want this. But behind, the father is having a very big teddy bear. So the child does not go that there is something much more waiting for him, but he's just looking for a petty thing. When we are looking for fruitive activity, that means we are asking for a petty thing. Like one day, the king says that it is his birthday and he is telling his praja to come and take whatever gift they want. So everybody can ask what they want and they can take it. Some people ask for money, some people ask for gold house, like that people are taking. And one small boy, you know, he's very intelligent boy. What did he do, you know? Can anybody say that what he did? I have already given a clue. He is very intelligent. What did he do? Any guess? At least make a try.
He was asking a book?
No. What did he do? You know, he went and sat on the lap of the king.
Oh.
Which means he wants the king himself. That means the entire kingdom will belong to him.
Okay.
So when Krishna is ready to give himself, and we are asking for small things like car, like, some vacations or like bigger house, isn't it like going to the king and asking him, please give me 5 rupees?
Yeah, right.
But Krishna is ready to give himself. We saw that Krishna gave himself to Arjuna. He became a chariot driver.
Yeah.
For Sudama, he washed his feet. So Krishna has taken many menial positions for his devotees. So Krishna is ready to give himself. So ask for Krishna. Don't ask for anything other than Krishna. So when you go to pray Krishna, what do you ask Krishna?
To keep his like to give shelter.
Yeah. Keep him, maybe pray to him that I should always remember your lotus feet. Pray to Krishna that please keep me always under the shelter of your lotus feet and help me to engage in devotional service. And devotional service doesn't mean, Mataji, 24/7 we are doing that and not doing any work. While we are doing the work, also we can perform devotional service. Like Krishna said to Arjuna, Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. Always remember me and perform your duty. Yeah. So like that, even if we are working, by remembering Krishna, also we are doing devotional service. That doesn't mean that when I'm working, I'm not doing anything. Try to remember Krishna all the time. Krishna says in the 7th chapter, Rasoham apsu kaunteshu prabhasmi sasishuryayo. I am the taste of water. When you drink water, can you remember Krishna?
Yes.
Prabhasmi sasishuryayo. When you see the sunlight, Krishna says he is the sunlight. Can we remember Krishna? Shashi, when we see the moonlight, can we remember Krishna? Because either there is sunlight or moonlight. Pranava Sarvavedeshu, the word Om is also his syllable. Punyogandha Prativyamcha, the fragrance of the flowers, the fragrance of the earth. Buddhi Buddhi Matam Chaham, the intelligence is also Krishna. Even in your workplace, if you find somebody very intelligent, doing the work very nicely, diligently, then you can think about Krishna, that Krishna has given that intelligence to that person. Balam balavatam chaham, the strength also comes from Krishna. So Krishna has given in everywhere Krishna is present, not only in the spiritual world. See, for Krishna, there is nothing called material and spiritual. For Krishna, everything is there, only for us. Because we are identifying ourselves with the matter, we are having material and spiritual. Otherwise, even the acharyas has said, yukta vairagya, everything that is matter can be utilized for Krishna's service. For example, now we are all using laptops, iPads, or phones to listen to the class. It is material, but utilizing to hear Krishna Katha makes it spiritual. It can be ordinary food grains that you're getting it and you're eating it. But by offering it to Krishna, it becomes
material, prasadam.
Prasadam. The normal food, when you are giving to Krishna, it becomes prasadam. It is a sanctified food. It is no more material food. That very food that you eat, the very prasadam, it purifying you.
Yeah.
Eating is activity which everybody has to do. But the same activity, when it is done by offering it to Krishna, then it becomes Prashadam. So that is how each and every activity that we are doing in our day-to-day life, we can use it in Krishna service. Tongue. We talk many things using our tongue. But using the tongue, we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And using our tongue, we can talk about glories of Krishna. Yeah. Even you're all hearing about Krishna Katha, you can share whatever you heard to your friends, to your relatives. That will also further help you to, recollect the class, whatever you learned. Isn't it? So I used to do this, whenever I hear to the class, I used to come and talk to my children about it, what I heard in the class, that helps me to further recollect all the topic and it goes more inside. Or you can do one thing, whatever you did, you can try to make some notes out of the class. That will also help you to recollect whatever you have heard. If you're not taking notes while listening to the class, at least take the notes after the class. Or if you're not able to remember something, go back to the recording here and you can note it down. So sincerely, when you're trying to hear Krishna, then Krishna will reveal himself to us. And we can go back home, back to Godhead, which is our real constitutional position. Okay, Mataji. Any other questions, Lekha Mataji? Is that clear now?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
Mataji, I had a
Yes, Mataji.
so you discussed about organ donation. So
Okay.
there are people who also want to donate their organ to science, like
Yeah,
doctors.
to the doctors like that. Yes, yes.
So that time, what is how does the karmic action work?
Mataji, generally speaking, for a devotee, it is better to refrain ourselves because we do not know the intention in which it is performed. However, even in the trial, they may place in somebody. And will the doctor know if that person is good or bad? How is he going to utilize? Do you know that? Are you doing any background check on anybody's activities? Is he a good person or bad person? We never knew, right? See, Krishna has given this body to us. When we were born, we were given with all the things. So while we leave the body also, we should give everything back to him. Unless otherwise, as I said, like sannyasis, like Jayaprataka Swami Maharaj, whom you know that, they are great souls. For them, you can do if you are very much sure about that particular person. Yeah. For example, within the family, if needed, they are already your family or this, that is okay. But not anybody whom you do not know. Better to refrain. Okay, Mataji. Like in the family, if somebody has a kidney failure, another person in the family supports. That's okay. Anyway, they are already your family. You share many things together. Okay, Mataji. Is that clear now?
Yes, Mataji.
To unknown person, better don't do that. Because you do not know, suppose, by not having eyes, maybe that was Krishna's mercy on them. You give eyes and they are watching all the useless things. So that eyes is used for sense gratification. And because it is your eyes you are given and that person indulge in sense gratification. So who will get that karma? Who became an instrument for this person to see things now?
Person who gave
The person who gave. So whatever he is doing, if he is doing wrong things with that, then who is responsible for that?
the donor.
The donor becomes responsible for that. Correct?
Mataji,
So unknowingly, just like that, don't donate your organs.
Mataji, one
Yeah.
question. See, now
Yeah.
we separate the soul and the body, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Soul, we are taking care of it by
Yeah. Yeah.
Krishna consciousness, then we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
hearing kathas and we
Yeah.
are chanting mantras.
Yeah.
This is anyway purified. So when I leave the body, this is anyway going to wherever I'm saying. See, I'm just
Yeah,
scientific.
just
I'm just
asking a
looking at it.
question. Yes, yes,
Yeah. So this is this is purified. And how I might not have come as purified when I came because or during my lifetime, 30 years, 40 years. Then after maybe at the 50, I'm just hearing the Gada, Maha mantras. And end of my life, as you said, Krishna Padam, I'm still remembering at my old age. I'm able to remember. So the soul, I'm able to enhance my soul for Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, yeah.
The body anyway, this is separate from the soul, correct?
Correct. It
Now,
is.
body, I have the means this has been beautified externally. I trim my hair, my body, I do all the polish and all of this for this body. So on the parts of the body also, I eat. Sometimes there is pleasure, whatever it is. But anyway, not to the extent of what. But this is anyway this is anyway separate, no, Mataji, because it goes to this becomes ashes. So anyway, if I'm not going to look at the result of my end, what is going to happen? I think I have done a good deal. So the soul is thinking good, saying that, okay, this is good. This organ is going for another organ so that his life goes on. But my my job or the soul's job is accomplished and it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Now body is again different. See, that is
Yes.
so in that case, how do we
relate?
Oh.
I mean, your question is, suppose you're getting moksha, you're getting liberated, and your organ is given, the body is already separated. How this can have an impact on that particular person? Mataji, but the body is, are we not associating with that body? Yes, we are not the body, but still, are we not associating with this body? Is this
Yeah.
body not becoming a medium for us to do Krishna conscious? Like a
Yes.
car. A car cannot function itself. It needs a driver. But at the same time, the car is utilized for that person to reach his destiny. So even though we are not the body, one should not live with the thing that I am the body and doing everything for the need of the body. But we need to take care of the body in such a way that this body becomes a medium for us to go back to Krishna. Okay, Mataji. And karma, yes, because of the association we have related ourselves with that body. If somebody is misusing whatever is given, there will be some implications on that. Generally, it is advised not to give your organs for any particular person whom you're unknown, whom you're not aware about the thing. As I said, if it is, you're not very sure about where it is going. Did you get that point, Mataji? Like within the family, or if some devotee community, if it is going, that person is utilizing it only for performing devotion. But you're going to give to a common man. We do not know what they will do with that organ, giving them. So that can have a karmic implication on us. Okay, Mataji. And Krishna also says, Bahunam Janmanam Bante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Tutar. It takes millions and millions of lifetimes, Mataji. Although the goal of our life is go back to Krishna and we are living that, but we do not know because we still carry anarthas and everything. Our body, our mind carries many desires. How much sure one person can be that I will be 100% thinking about Krishna in the end of the life? We are not sure because we are not that pure devotees to consider ourselves. But today I can write and give that, yes, I am going back to Godhead. Even your given initiation doesn't mean that you're going back to Krishna. Yes, initiation provides you more mercy for you to do your devotion and gives you more liberty to go. For example, if you're having visa to United States, that means that you can go to US if you want. But unless otherwise you buy a ticket and go there, you're not going there. So this particular thing, the initiation and all the things, we are given a visa to go. But actually we should go also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we are not sure. A devotee does not ever think that, I am very pure and everything is done. We do not know. So for all the safe reasons, for all the things, Vedic culture tells that as you come, you should go back. That is our Vedic culture is saying. So when the Vedic culture is saying that you come and you go, whatever things is given to you, you should give it back. Don't give missing parts one and there, right? So we just have to give, that's all. It is not that anything you're doing, but as I said, give compassion to everyone, Mataji. Give compassion by giving them the knowledge of Gita, by giving them books, by giving them prashadam. If some people are not ready to accept the knowledge, at least we can feed them prashadam. Can we do that?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So if, for example, when my daughter's birthday party happens, so every time what I do is not all the small children are inclined towards Krishna consciousness or chanting. Yes, some of the children are interested. We do some children class, but not everyone. So what I do is we give them prashadam. So that particular day, they are coming and they are enjoying. At the same time, they are eating prashadam. So the prashadam will have its own effect. Even distributing prashadam is also a very great welfare activity because that is reaching the body of that person, and prashadam is mercy of Krishna. It is the food that is touched by Krishna's lips. Krishna's saliva is there in prashadam. Why the prashadam tastes better than the normal food? Because prashadam is touched by Krishna. So it makes it even more delicious. Generally, even people, they go to Govindas. Govindas doesn't use onion, garlic at all in their food, but they make so many preparation and everybody goes there. You wouldn't have heard of one person who complained about the food of Govindas. They can't even find out that those people who are accustomed to eat the onion, garlic, even they will not find that something is missing. And in fact, they feel it is more tasty. So sometimes, we feel that the family may think, that they may not like if I don't cook with onion, garlic. They may feel, the food is tasteless, another thing. But there are very nice preparations, vegetarian preparations. We have a site called, a YouTube channel called Krishna Cuisine that Mataji has posted so many recipes. There are more than 200, 300 recipes, sabzi, rice, dal, ekadashi, prasadam, everything. And just follow that and cook and offer it to Krishna Mataji. Everybody in your home is going to love that. Initially, even I thought that how can we make matar paneer masala without onion garlic? What taste will be there? When I knew that devotees eat without onion garlic, I thought they will be eating blunt food. What only they will eat? How can they even eat? How is it even possible to cook? But Mataji, now it's been 7 years that I completely left onion garlic and I'm cooking every dish without that. Pasta, spaghetti, tacos, salsa, everything, pizza, everything can be cooked without onion garlic and they taste very good. In fact, chole and all taste very good without onion garlic. Even recently when I have my family in-laws come, they are used to eat, but I prepared without that and offered, and they, in fact, they appreciated. They said the chole is so tasty. How did you make it? We thought that we cannot cook without onion garlic, but how is it even so tasty? Because when you use onion garlic, only that taste predominates. It subdues the taste of other vegetables. But when you use without that, you even feel the taste of all the masalas and vegetable. In fact, the food is more tastier. You feel different taste by eating the food that is cooked without onion garlic. Make it, offer it to Krishna, and then feed your family. Their taste will change. So this is how the welfare activity we are doing. We have to do what is good for them. Like child opposes to go to school. Do we say, okay, the child is not having any interest, let the child sit in the home? Do we allow the child to sit in the home? No, right? Somehow or the other, we force the child because the child needs a future. So similarly, Mataji, our future is to stop the repeated birth and death. So this is the thing that we can do. At least all the social gatherings that you're planning, please plan to feed prasadam. If you're planning a social gathering, you can do that. Try to, call for prasad. There are so many devotee caterers who make very good prasadam and they are doing delivery, door delivery. So you can do that. Anyway, you will be giving food for some occasion. Why don't you give them prasadam? So these are certain things that which is within our limits and by which we can do the real welfare activity. Okay, Mataji? Okay. As you said, you are right. The gross body is cremated. Even for a devotee who is going back to Krishna, the subtle body is also dissolved. Because as long as you carry the subtle body, you cannot go back to spiritual world because your mind, intelligence, and false ego will take you to another body. You cannot go back to Krishna with the subtle body. When you go back to Krishna, you go back with your Swarupa. Your soul has packed. We are all eternal servant of Krishna. Everybody is intimately related to Krishna in some way or the other. We all have our own role with Krishna. And it's varieties. It's a mother of enjoyment. You may be serving Krishna in some other way. I may be serving Krishna in some other, but each and every living entity is serving Krishna in some way, which is called Swarupa. Only that exists. And no more gross body. There also you will be getting a body, but that body is a spiritual body. It is not a gross body made up of Kapha, Pitta and Vayu. It's a spiritual body. Like Krishna's body is spiritual. Krishna's body is completely spiritual. There's nothing material in Krishna's body. So similarly, when we go back to the spiritual world, we also get spiritual bodies. It's not that we become one with the God and we become nobody. Some people say that. They feel, why should we get moksha? Our identity will get dissolved. We become one with the God. No, that is only one kind of mukti. I think we did in our introduction class, the 5 types of liberation. Sayuja, that is only one type of mukti, and a devotee never aspires for that. He feels that, that is worse than committing suicide. That Sayuja, no, becoming one with the God, he never wants it. And even in a devotee in an advanced stage, doesn't even look for any liberation. He only thinks that wherever I am, I just have to serve Krishna. Whether I'm in the material world or spiritual world, always I should be your servant. That is how an advanced devotee think. So these are all the various levels of devotion where one is, and you think about it. But Krishna consciousness is very beautiful. At least for all of you who have started this journey, are you not feeling the change in your lives?
Very. Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yes,
Chanting 16 rounds itself, Mataji, I've told Krishna ko, it's now you should ensure that I do it.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
the right
happens,
attitude.
Mataji. Like I'm
Yeah.
not somehow the time comes or my mind,
He
if
expands
I'm
the
doing
time.
something else, it tells me get doing at least 4 rounds of Maha mantra chanting.
Yeah.
So something or the other. And I actually, Mataji, last 4 days, I was chanting 10 slokas of Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, including the purport and the thing. I finished the entire chapter. And yesterday I sat and did only the 46 slokas.
Okay.
So I just, so it takes only 30-40 minutes, not much.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
take. And the more you keep chanting, you get the akshar also. You get the words
Correct.
also.
That's how we get it.
Yeah, so first time just leave it to God. Even if it is wrong, please excuse me and then
Mataji, with the time, with practice, everything becomes clear.
yeah,
Initially, we tend to make mistakes, but one should take an endeavor
yeah.
to listen and pronounce, and it
So
will
yeah,
become better. Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
so
So
a lot of
I
difference
hope
I could see.
each and every one of you are having bliss of practicing Krishna consciousness. I hope you can just put a raising hand to say that. I know we are running out of time. If you're all the symbol like this, you can put it, the reaction of raising hand, so that I can understand. Yes, yes. So I think most of you are feeling the bliss of Krishna consciousness. So please continue to practice Krishna consciousness. This is the only way in which we can obtain happiness even within this world, and no more birth, no more disease, and no more old age. So we can be eternally associated with Krishna. So let us all pray to Krishna to please, because by Krishna's mercy, the spiritual knowledge is imparted. One may even do Bhagavad Gita, PhD in Bhagavad Gita, but he may not understand Gita. As I said in the previous class, one person who did PhD in Bhagavad Gita, and when he hosted a party, he served chicken. What did he understand? So it's not about, it is just not the knowledge. Bhagavad Gita is understanding the inner meaning. That's why Prabhupada gave the name of this book as Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because there are so many interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. And when something is already revealed, why should the interpretation needed? Everything is clear. Still, do you interpret? When the sun is already there, do you take a lamp to show the sun? Does it even need to show the lamp to show the sun? It's already revealed. So that's what Prabhupada said. Bhagavad Gita is already a revealed knowledge. Everything is very clear. So don't interpret. Just understand what Krishna is saying. We only interpret that topics which we do not understand. But that which is clear, why do we interpret? Don't interpret. Just follow the Krishna's instruction. Whatever is given. That's all. That submissiveness should come to us. I will do, like how Yudhishthir was not saying lies, because of which he had to go to hell. Whatever Krishna says, we should do. Correct? Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha, Patitanam, Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha, Ananta Koti, Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Please do Maha Namaste Narsimhaya, Narsimha Pranam Mantra yourself. I think we are getting late. Some of
Yeah.
us are also having festivals today. So we have to do our this thing. So wish you all happy Ugadi and Gudi Padwa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.